Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. Never mind the furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's IndieCD.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We are also, hold on, I was doing a bit of a nerve presentation earlier. Also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. And of course, Hainson Hellfire, a dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Happy Monday, all. It's going to be a mixed bag today. Hope you all had a very nice weekend. I had a very interesting weekend. It had some greatness. It had some goodness. And we're just trying to balance all that out. First and foremost, my accountability. I did get a little bit of writing work done on some of my projects. Trivial word count, but you have days like that. A lot of it was working on here and prepping the house for the practice. So Friday and Saturday were all about prepping, and we got hit with the massive dust storm. We got hit with rainstorms. And after weeks of prep, my yard is right back in certain places looking like a jungle. So it caused us some great difficulty during the first practice, but we did have a practice. Got a couple little videos, not much, not a lot of content. I'm going to be double checking them for audio glitches, etc., and posting them up for the at least for my patrons. I don't know. Well, I may put them up for my for the guild broadcast channel. We're just gonna have to see how that works. We also, Xander climbed a tree. Xander got stuck in the tree. Joey helped Xander out of the tree. There was a lot of adventures, and then Sunday was a day of recovery, basically, because I'd been running full burn to try to get to do the practice, and even though we were limited, uh, it took a lot out of me. But on the other side, I realized I didn't need a mobility aid all day. I made it the entire day without needing my stick, which has not happened in a very long time. I paid dearly for it, but it was quite kind of nice. It was also nice to, after practice was over, toddle on downstairs and find the missing trainers I had been looking for. But we did get to review uh, a delightful. Well, we got to try a delightful buckler. Uh, I may see if I can get Trilaina on to do a review of it, or so I'm excited about that. I know Trilaina is supposed to be on, I believe, the Tea House again very soon. Beyond that, a lot up in the air. Now, I have to put uh, out a thank you to Don before I go any further. I got word that a very specific Nerf blaster showed up at a very specific store, very specifically near Dawn, that I've been trying to track down for the last since I heard of its existence a few months ago. And I'm working really hard not to squeeze at that she's even going to try. I don't get I don't I'm braced for not success, but it is very cool to me. So I'm excited about that. I have some deliveries coming in. I'm excited about that. It's an interesting balance to what today, and more importantly, tomorrow represents to me. And I will get into that at the end of the stream uh, because there are some important things that I think need to be discussed. But I don't want to risk pulling the stream down as far as that would, because that's not something you guys need. I also have been doing some art, and it is not set in stone. But in the middle of June, specifically June 14th, assuming I can get things scheduled with my family, because that is Father's Day weekend, will possibly be doing a fairly extensive live stream. We're going to call it Fun Drawing Time, and I'm going to be taking requests, possibly commissions live, and then doing them live. You guys who watch the art portions of what we do know I keep it fairly limited to the YouTube thumbnail size, a moderate resolution. It can be a little limiting in what I want to do. Oh, give me a second. So I've been really looking to cut loose and knock some things out, and I will be looking to make up my funds for my annual DA subscription. So that's a great time to do that, to get back on the whole metaphorical wheel. Beyond that, I'll be honest, I've been working so hard to set things up that this weekend was almost a blur, but getting to see Joey and Trey and just chatting and having my brother over was so nice. It was a small first practice, but it was nice. It really was. Now, we had to not use my usual practice site because I actually have been very slowly resetting it. And we fought on a part of the yard that last few years has been one of the more level parts. Turned out it was not. Apparently, we had a mole we didn't know about that made for some spicy fighting and really limited what we could do. So that means, as our guest star, the lovely freight train comes rumbling by. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it did affect some stuff. So we will see. The weather has been extreme. I hope everyone who is watching and everyone in the Rising Tide slash IndieCD slash whatever this is, group, coalition, family, whatever you guys want to call it, uh, are well and safe. The weather over the weekend proved remarkably uh, spicy. So I hope everybody came through safe. Everybody was unharmed. Uh, the worst we had, aside from dramatic temperature shifts, was a rather biblical looking sandstorm and or dust storm. I mean, it looked like someone had read from the book and uh, cheesed off Imhotep, and so that threw things off. I know I'm a little wandery today. I did not sleep well last few nights, and I don't expect to sleep well tonight. It's just kind of the way things go this time of year. But uh, that's no excuse to stop. Uh, it just means it's more challenging. And that's okay too. Sometimes you need that. So I've just been kind of cutting my cutting my chops. Now I don't know where that phrase came from. Just getting loose and working on some more magic card proxies. I'm thinking of printing the ones we like best off textless and using them as potential bookmarks at the upcoming StompCon. So I am looking very forward to that. Now I need to get all that into my calendar, but I have that all set up. June is going to be incredibly spicy for me because I have my art program at the beginning of June, and I think at the end of June is the big Nerf war thing that's going to happen with the regular stuff and then the staff versus teens. So I need to make sure everybody is equipped. I'm kind of the master at arms in this case. So keeping a foam flinging armory going is one of my minor specialties. So we are working on that. I am really hoping with the temperature drops to sane temperatures again and not triple digits, I may finally be able to fire up my forge. But Mandy's been very specific that I don't overheat myself because I have a tendency to do that. Shock, gas, pour. But beyond that, I really want to get into the comments, and I don't have a lot to say, at least at the beginning of the program. Other than, once again, thank you, Dawn, and thank you, Joey and Trey, for coming out, and thank you, Ricky, for coming out. Practice was an interesting one, but it was a good one, and we will see how in the week after next that goes. So let me look at, I'm going to get set up to see the comments. And we will, I know Trey's ankle is giving her some difficulty. So she is definitely in our thoughts and prayers. As is Sarah for an entirely different set of reasons. So I'm going to run Joe's ad like I always do. We'll hop back in. We will talk perhaps a little bit more because I got an interesting question coming through. And we will we'll address that after a word from our sponsor. All right, let's hit the comments, see what you guys are up to today. And whoop, comment up. Cool, you guys are being talkative. I love it. First through the door is Mike Jimmy Losher de Braun. Good day. Hello. Hey, I love you. Hello, Mike Jimmy. So wonderful to see you active on the interwebs. And Carl saying hello to Mike Jimmy. And Donna's greeting Mike Jimmy. Got last 20 minutes of your show today. Good to see you back at work. Yes, that's wonderful. Hey, Witzman dude. If somebody has Mike Jimmy's show link, please drop it in the chat. And morning all. Foxy and I will miss the show today as we are taking my parents to the airport. But we are alive and well. Well, that is wonderful that you are alive and well. And we will miss you during the actual program. And good morning, Dawn. How are you, my dear? And hey, Thesis, safe trip to the airport. And safe travels to your parents. And safe trip to your parents, Dawn. Hello. And ran to the laundromat, Munsey down, done, and Donna might have some news related to some work I did. Ooh, book cover, let's go. Yes, waiting now on a proof copy of my new book, To Bridge a Gap, something different for me, a coming-of-age love story. Oh, wonderful. Sorry I was off watching something for a bit while waiting for this to start. I came in early. You're fine. You're fine. Attendance isn't mandatory. I'm always happy to see you guys here. But no, by all means. Accountability. Restart Hung on Animation now on Mondays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Exquisite. And yes, Donna, thanks for coming to hang out, even if you only got the tail end of the show. Nice, Mike Jimmy. I wonder if I fell off the notification list for Hung on Animation. I will check after this. I'm just glad I found it. And let's see. I can only stream to a single place, Carl. So it was only to the Indie Comics Network rather than my own account. Depending on traction, I may go back to my own channel. Awesome on you on all parts. And welcome, Mike Jimmy. Thanks, Don. It's good to be back. And safe travels to your parents' Thesis. Absolutely. And the unexpected break was needed, though. And nice job, Donna and Carl. And okay, Mike Jimmy. So don't forget to like and share, folks. I know you're subscribed. Yes, please be like, share, subscribe, stay with this. Which reminds me, this morning Hung on Animation, so shared on my Facebook page. That's one thing I love about this group. I love that you guys are always so supportive of everybody. It's a beautiful thing. Got rid of one of the kidney stones that's been bothering me, but that didn't use any linguistic skills, at least none that I can repeat in mixed company. May the force be with you, Carl. And here comes Nick, and here I am. And first with the start is Josh Kemp. Good morning, Josh. Hope you were well. It's the Manatee Man. Yes, sir. It is so warming of my black little heart to see you back in the chat and know you're back doing what you do, because that's beautiful. Hey, Josh. We've got a lot of greetings for folks and birds being flipped. And while Intro's doing his thing, I will be thinking up what Lowe's and I are having for dinner. Oh, that sounds nice. I had my traditional proto breakfast of shove a bar-like entity in my face and then hopefully remember to eat after the stream. Hey, Uncle Carl. And it's Georgette and Buddy's third gotcha day today. Dang, I love those babies. Well, it would be tragic if I were to bring up the picture of them for their gotcha day. I mean, that would just be so terrible. I need to do a new one of these. I need to do an updated version of our Bridgerton-styled Regency kitty cats. What do you guys think? Do you think I need to do a new version of that? I say. I mean, no. Let's not talk about the Battle of the Lawns. Ugh. I had to go out and weed whack for part of it, and yeah, that is not a joy. My back is still not happy with me, but we do what we can. And Sarah says, morning, listening as I can. Hey, fam, including Nichols. Hey, Sarah, you know I love you, dear. And it's so nice to see that you have risen from your comfy little crypt to greet us and help bring in the day. Very soon, you will be close enough that we can actually hang out, and it will be glorious. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. And Dawn says, I can't believe it's been that long since they've been here. 3 years ago at the moment. Neither knew their lives were going to change forever. I hope we are doing them right. I have absolute faith. And it looks like I need to. Okay. I was. um, I haven't quite geeked out this hard recently since I got that book from Thesis, which is phenomenal. I am working through it, and then I have 2 weeks before I see Trey again, so I will have it annotated and nickified by the time it gets to her. But yes, let me explain. I made a small request of Dawn to go go to the Ollie's near her and see if she can pick up a very specific Nerf blaster. Now, this is a little bit of Nick Knows Nerf content, so if it bugs you guys, sorry. I'm not going to not do it, but something weird happened in the last few years, and actually this year. Nerf decided to try to take their entire line to a proprietary dart. So instead of their darts looking like this, which is actually not a Nerf dart because the Nerf dart branded darts aren't anywhere near as good. This is an older dart by a company called Dart Zone, but they were considered elite darts. That was the name of them. And all over the place, people made darts that fit that so that they could, put them in a perfectly regular Nerf gun and make it work. Splendid, right? Well, Nerf, someone higher up at Nerf decided we're done with this. We need proprietary magazines and proprietary stuff, so they have to buy from us. Not realizing people will just not buy from you if you play games like that. The world has changed dramatically. Okay, so they are done with the elite darts. Now here's the problem. Another branch of the company had been running something called the Nerf Adventure Experience, which is like it's in a couple different like amusement parks all over the world, at least here, and I want to say in England. They're going to expand them, and they made blasters for these parks because for these attractions is the word I'm looking for, where people who've never Nerfed before can go and they can try Nerf, and they can go and have happy Nerf battles and things like that. Well, because they were doing these attractions, Nerf decided they needed to do a custom blaster and make it substantially sturdier. They had to make essentially an industrial strength Nerf blaster, not in power, but in durability. Because over the last few years, and I could do a whole shtick on it, and I probably will on a Nick Knows Nerf, the blasters have gotten made of cheaper and cheaper materials. And, that's not what Nerf was known for. So, it left room for the competitors to do better. But this guy, if you can find them, was made literally for industrial use. Like, they expect it to be fired and dropped thousands of times, and they don't dare risk these things breaking because it would be a bad sign for Nerf. Well, the problem is they invested, they made these beautiful blasters, and they didn't want to talk about it because when the company switched to the new and one darts, well, people's first impressions, the big showpiece that they're doing, these attractions, are using the old darts. And somebody went, oh, poop. We have to do something about this. So a bunch of things were put on hold, and the sites were closed down, and they're developing new blasters for the thing. But Nerf couldn't sell these through the retailers, the traditional retailers, because they're not packaged, they're not advertised, and they stepped away, save for some pre-arranged stuff, from the Elite Blaster. They can't sell this because people go, oh, you're bringing the good darts back. So what happened is they made a deal with Ollie's, which is a closeout store. And Ollie's got crates of these things. No branding, no explanation. This means that there are industrial grade, make a collector nuts Nerf blasters out in the wild that were never supposed to be accessible by the public. And they were only showing up at a few Ollies. And I've been going weekly to bi-weekly, every chance I get a chance to go down to Lafayette, to my local Ollies to see if they're there. And they have not been. So I figured there must not be that many of them. They're only showing up in select places. Okay. Then on one of the corners of Reddit, I find out that yes, there has been a sighting of these at another Ollie's in Peoria, Illinois. I know someone in that region. So I may have cut a deal to have Dawn swing by and see if they have any. If they don't, that's fine. It wouldn't surprise me because there's a certain overstock toy store that is amazing. I subscribe to their YouTube channel, who, if they get too much word of it, I might not get a shot at any of these at that price because I'm probably going to pick them up and either store them for a while and then hawk them later, or sell them for 50% to 300% markup, which would be totally reasonable. So thank you, Dawn. And again, if you're unsuccessful, the fact you'd be willing to do that means the universe to me. So yes, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Joe. Oh God, I woke up Sunday and my jaw hurt from smiling and talking so much. I am so I'm so glad you guys came down. Hey, Joey, are we taking good care of Trey? If she would let me, gonna need some paracord that can be arranged. Adventure Dawn? Cool. She's at work today, but I know our boss will make sure she doesn't have to do anything dumb. I hope so. I feel Anyway, I'm very sorry that she tripped and got hurt. Anyway, hey, Joe. We'll make sure. We'll try to make sure. From what I've heard, we'll make sure because she is an awesome boss. Okay, someone has paracord around here if we need it. And hope she's keeping away from ticks, Joe. I heard that Honest to Betsy gal got Lyme's disease. Oh, she had a huge circular mark on her side. Oh, no. Hi, Nick. Hi, Evie. Oh, delightful. Okay, Evie is one of my gamers. I told you guys my gamers watch. And I am working on more artwork and things for the program I run at the library. I can't wait to see you guys. You guys delight me. I am so proud of my gamers. They are so very cool. And I just can't wait to. I just love seeing them. And she is tick repellent, and we bought some tick removers. Thank you guys for that. I will be contacting my parents basically immediately after this program because by my house there, my parents' house, there's it's very wooded, lots of ticks. It's just a common problem. And greetings for Evie, and hello Churro, which is yep. And quiet today without Foxy and Sarah in listen mode. It happens. And good morning, Churro Evie. If you are new to the show, he is a bit behind the comments, but you will get there eventually. I assume so. I have a feeling that Churro's been lurking for quite some time. And hung on animation today. Yes, thank you, Mike Jimmy. I am actually behind. I'm going to need to run an ad real quick. But let me see. We need to run. Let's see. Trey's on the injured list, so I'm going to run her ad. Totally not me working on projects during the ad. Let's get back to where we were in the comments. And and greetings for Evie. Hi, Dawn. So, Evie, are you a writer, artist, or other creative person? Not really. I do a lot of creative work, but only for my personal life. I play Nick's D&D campaign at Fowl Library. And Evie is selling herself short. She is a very creative young lady. And with practice and hard study, the stories I've heard her discuss and the artwork I've seen her do should very, very much get her out there doing things. I talked. I don't know how many Evie's lurked in, but I talk about my players, and I'm very proud of them. And no, Evie is not their actual name either. That is a bit of a nickname because she has a very transformative sense of style, as she's been experimenting with, how she wants to represent herself. And I find it just delightful to see, what influences have moved her from where. It's fascinating. And there's a lot more freedom that their generation has that I didn't growing up to be different. And I am in no small amount of ways envious of that. So you're just young enough that you haven't been able to publish things yet. And to be fair, I'm back because we can have Aurora have a grandma day on Monday, so I have a day to myself to work again. That's still wonderful, and Dawn's happy about her babies. And it looks like there's a show scheduled for 7 p.m. tonight. I wonder on the IndieCD channels. I wonder what that could be. Oh, oh no, not not a Creatives at Play or a Behind the Code. Either of those would be terrible. We'll have to find out. Cool Evie and Link, Joe Link. Also, it pays to clean out the shores every so often. Found a note about retirement figures. Turns out I can retire in 2016. Oh, oh, Carl. Oh, yes. And there's the link. And yep, lurking churro, hidden taco. I'm always lurking somewhere. See, this is this is proof of why I've told you guys you have to be good on my shows. And haha! And we should see if anyone has the talent to do a puzzle stream ad. Yes, nickname. Yes, Johnny. Evie. Lord Cage is based on this fella right here. And however pretty you think he is, however pretty I've described him, he is prettier. It is tragic that he's in South America. But hello, Johnny. So this is very cool. Another little update on Life on Korra. Dan Hallfield may have started on the full soundtrack. That's so cool. The whole Life on Korra thing. It's an amazing comic. It's an amazing world. The recordings are phenomenal. The animation is superb. Oh, I'm geeking out, and I needed that today. Mike, Jimmy, Lord Braun, what sort of witness protection program were you in? Well, I hope he responds, because if not, oh, hey, yeah. And hey, Johnny. Also, Evie, eyes. Do not look Johnny up on Twix, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, because his art is mature. So I have officially warned you not to do that. So don't look him up on X. Okay? Hey, Johnny. And Johnny, I was in an accident and broke my hip, had to recover. I spent the last half year at my mother-in-law's place and actually moved houses. And hello. Hey, Johnny. Oof, dude. Yeah. He had a rough one. I might be able to do an ad. Oh, no. Puzzles and gradients, Joe. I could just feel it coming. And no hurries and no worries, Joey. It sucked, but we are getting back to my new life and coming back to art. That is wonderful. Alex had showed me it before. I'm not surprised. And give them all our love over here. We are very worried about them and that they've been able to come to the show and talk. And, I know they've went through another rough spell. But, well, of course, Joe, I wasn't planning on a gradient, but of course you'll do one. Oh, my eyes. My eyes! Okay. I'm glad you are back. Not sure which you I'm talking about. Celebrity Deathmatch to find out. Gradients, graphic design is my passion. Oh, God. Okay. To those of you who may not know why Joe says gradients and my blood starts to like try to leave my brain so I don't. He made icons for some of his projects. And Joe, seriously, you've done some new stuff. If you need new icons, tell me the parameters. I will do them for you, free of cost. But, his icons, little tiny phone icons, were white to yellow gradients with white print. Little tiny white. And all of his gradients were like that. I love his apps, but the wounding, the harpooning. Anyway, and Sarah says, back for a bit. Well, doing some adulting online and on phone. Isn't Johnny? My fellow vamp. I'm starting to get better while still brain fogged. Yes, Sarah. Yes. Johnny puts the vamp in vampire. It ain't even fair that someone that pretty is that talented an artist. It's just not fair. Speak it and it will happen. Oh God, of course. But mending is starting. I'm glad. Look, if you need icons, I can help too. But it's nice to do something other than comic pages and animation frames. I need to when I have caught back with my to-do list, start the great redo on a certain kaiju-based comic to throw up on YouTube to throw up on Amazon and see if I can't make a cent or two off of it. And thank you for the reminder. Zachy said he fell asleep watching Puzzle Time. Apparently it was a compliment, with his current situation, it calmed him down to be able to sleep. Let's be honest. Bob Ross is one of those people who greatly influenced me. And that's part of why I try to do at least one landscape a week. My homage, my homage. There's that word again. Anyway, a lot of people watched his shows to learn, but his voice made so many afternoon naps possible because it was just soothing and calm and just delightful. So take that as the compliment that it is. And Great Dawn, I've gotten better with gradients, Mike. What's worse is right now, the image I've been working on, which is just a slightly different art style than what I usually do. It's meant to be a magic card, an angel token, because I always need tokens. I need a lot of tokens when I play Magic. Has a gradient in the background because it just sort of works. And I kind of hate that for me right now. It kind of makes my soul leak, but it happens. If you're very nice, I may show you guys the in progress picture. Pretty boy. Well, thank you, Max Schonk. Not something I'm used to hearing, but I feel pretty, oh so pretty. Anyway, now just watching it. I twitched. There was Twitch on Twitch. Be sure to subscribe if you're watching from there. And dang right, is it fair? Us baseless goblins deserve love. You have it. Heck, I have it, so I can't complain. But it's still not fair. The man is gorgeous. And good morning, everyone. I hope that all of you had a great weekend and it's having a good start to your week. We really are. At Max Schonk. My mom thinks so. Your mom is right. Did Mike Jimmy just call Joey a basement goblin? If you weren't sitting literally in a darkened basement doing business right now with like an ominous kind of backlight and the flicker of the purple either reflecting from my screen or whatever on his mic, I would argue, but yes. And Sarah says we're both out of our crypts at the same time. Oh my God, Sarah. Oh my God, Sarah. You and Mike Jimmy need to become better friends. I think you'll get along. Shame you guys are worlds apart. Squee! Nah, I'm just myself. All by myself. No, you're fine. And hello, Dan Hollifield. Dan Hollifield is the mastermind behind... Oh, no. Thank you. I will check that out, Joe. And Dan Hollifield is the great mastermind behind Affilian, a wonderful, wonderful site with many, many years of free sci-fi fantasy stories to read. It's I was reading the site when I was in high school, and Dan Hallfield is on the list of people that I've met doing what I do that my brain still short circuits a little bit. But you know what? We're going to let him talk about what he does. And I think he'll do a better job explaining it than I will.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphellion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
No, Dan, thank you. And Charles greeting Dan, and we got more greetings. Dan was summoned by Mike Jimmy. He has the power. And what is that? Okay, I'm sorry. Sarah, you are not getting to enjoy the blessings of Loth right now. That is the evil orb in the sky. And it is a necessary evil because it makes the planty things that the meaty things eat happen. So, big floppy hat, SPF 6000, and maybe a parasol, and hopefully you can endure. I will say this, that down here, I have problems with the level of sun and the impact of the sun versus where I'm from, where I grew up north, and a lot worse than where the northwestern rainforests that I grew up in, where rain was the constant, and you respect the locals. Oh, this was a gift shirt, so I just have to show it. Yes. Anyway, I'm not a cryptid, but I'm a cryptid ally. We'll put it that way. Ha-ha. So you're saying Joe was right all along about the gradient. It's starting again. It's starting again. Okay. Hey, Chris. He isn't wrong, LOL. And the grin. Actually, I'm an attic goblin nowadays. You guys are just killing me here. Gotta love the attic. Dad snuck in on me. I have my study, which is getting upgraded. I also got from Joey an amazing chart it's stuck here. It's right there. You can't see it well, but proof that it is posted on my wall. It will get framed at some point, of like the historical chain of events in the development of religion. Fascinating stuff. Oh, sorry, my Iron Man light is on. Stupid arc reactor. Don't buy your arc reactors from wish.com, okay? And hello, Max, and hi, Carl. Attic goblins are basement goblins. They just decided to go fancy. Trying to keep up with all the people coming in here while trying to clean my desk. It's a losing battle on both fronts. Remember, multitasking is just doing lots of things badly. Sometimes it's worth it to simply monotask. Says the man who's working on a new picture and while drawing and everything else. So, yeah, do as I say, not as I do. That reminds me, I will be recording a video for the Historical Fencing Guild channel to address some delightful things I heard recently. A couple people have reached out to me on some subjects. And I do love when 2 or 3 people reach out and it's like, oh, that needs to be discussed. So I will discuss that. And to the person who sent me the private chat, well, not the private chat, I'm not saying Joey, being on IndieCD, the website, does not necessarily guarantee streaming in all this. That's something you have to talk to Joe about if you have the courage to get up and put your YouTube channel up. But it also, the only request he has made of me for, because I know you're worried about censorship, the only request he has made of me has been that I don't say anything too not nice about other people on IndieCD because he doesn't want to have to deal with drama. Not that I would. I am an amicable soul. Yeah. So that is how we roll around here. And you know, because if anybody tried to tell me what I could or couldn't say on my own channels, Joe knows the level of, yeah, that's right. Joe knows the level of, it's not obstructive defiance disorder. It's real close to that, where, the manifestation of the heck you say, and no. So that's nothing you need to worry about. Take your time. I'm not going to lever you. I'm not going to out you. But thank you for watching. Like the program. You want to follow? You want to know what's going on? Do this. Okay? And for those who are outside the SCA, go to outside the SCA, outside the USA. Wow. That was a slip and a spin. Breathing. Good air in, bad air out. Outside the USA, go to affiliate.indiecd.org to view the latest issues. Still trying to work out the archive on that site. It happens. Be dang those planet things being eaten by those meaty things. Earth for Rogue Planet 2025. You know, that would be one way to finally stop that dreaded solar power industry. Wow. Oof. It's a lovely day to have blackout curtains. Oh, you are singing the right praises, Churro. And I think I remember that shirt. I bet you do. I had to be really careful because I almost wore my Hawaiian shirt with Bigfoot on it, but I didn't want to be too samey, matchy. And glad you're doing better, getting stuff back, Mike Jimmy. Perseverance in the face of difficulties and monkey wrenches being thrown at inconvenient times hasn't stopped you. I love my blackout curtains. Hasn't been easy, Chris, but thank you. Knowing I could come back to all you wonderful people really helped. You are an inspiration, and I mean that, Mike Jimmy. You're one of the most talented people I know. And I was just thinking about blackout curtains right when I looked at the comments. Not allowed to have them here? Yeah. We got to get you like a tiny house or something, Sarah. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I love blackout curtains. Nick? Snark? Never. I would never, well, hardly ever. But, all right, blackout curtains are wonderful. You can even block out all the vampires asking you to come inside. Woo! Exactly, Churro. And no IndieCD refunds. If you join and act like a jerk, you get called out. And things worth having, worth doing aren't always easy, but making the effort and attempts is a valued thing. All right, says Mike Jimmy. Actually, got to start making dinner. Take care, lovelies. I'll be around more, especially on Mondays. We love it, Mike Jimmy. You have a wonderful time, and give love to Lowe's and Aurora. You guys, oh, I adore you so much. And please remember, government policies are not reflected by a large number of Americans. So, bye, Jimmy, and welcome back, and good luck in dinner. And that looks like a good time to run a ad. Whose ad shall I run? Whose ad shall I run? Let's see. Oh, I should run a thesis ad. He's been quiet. But, of course he's been quiet. He's on the thing. So I'll run his summer ad because I'm feeling summery. And we'll be back in around 30 seconds.
Welcome, friends. I'm Lloyd at Thesis, and this is my TS. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
Yep, that was a short one, so I have to work on a few things. So let's see, and it's 4 p.m. in Mike Jimmy Land. We are international, and Churro. Looking up Mike Jimmy and Life on Quora is stuff you will truly enjoy. And hi, Donna from Max. And hey, it's okay. Oh, what am I drawing? Give me a second. It is not my usual content, but give me just a moment. In a moment. And I had to turn a layer off because I was working on it. But let me bring that up. That's what I'm drawing right now. It's going to be a magic card, a token. Not quite my usual style, and I still have a long ways to go on it. But yes, a type of gradient was used in the background. I may or may not delete that, later, just for sanity. But that's what I've been working on. I'm using more layers than I used to, but there you go, guys. Let me see. Did I remember to time lapse? I did. So you guys will be able to watch the time lapse later if you want. I know I'm super behind on my time lapses. And to folks who aren't used to it, because we have some newer people to the show, Wednesdays are my art time with Nick days, also known as fun drawing time, depending on who you ask. And that show usually runs between 2 and 3 hours, and I draw the thumbnails for the next week. So be sure to stick around for that. And I left a bag of cucumbers on my vanity overnight. I'm questioning whether they're still safe to eat. If they haven't been peeled yet, it should be. And love the wings. Thank you. I'm trying to get better at wings, so that actually really hits hard for me because drawing wings and feathers is always it's like drawing hands. It's one of those challenging efforts. So thank you. And Nick, I was looking through your DeviantArt last night. Who's Miss Crimson? She looks wonderful. Well, while it does have some mature content in that there is violence and horror, but no sexual stuff, Miss Crimson is a character from my book. Where is my image? Hades and Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, a cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. it is Miss Crimson is not quite an antagonist, and she's not protagonist. She is part of a law firm, Crimson and Black Attorneys at Law, and it would be her, Ms. Crimson, and her partner in legalism, Mr. Black. And I think you would enjoy those characters quite a bit, enough that they factor fairly heavily in at least the working title for the sequel that I am. Oh, God. Give me a second, because I haven't done a word count lately on it. Because I am a little behind in some of my writing stuff. Work tools, word count. I am currently 35,345 words into it. And I'd like to get it done by the end of the year. So, she is in there. It is mature content, so make sure your parental units approve of reading it before you try to. But I'm sure you could likely find it at the Benton County Public Library, because I donated a copy. And let's see. Where were we? Thank you. Just remember the time. I did the time lapse. I've had food poisoning a few times. Yeah, I would go the safest route possible on that one. And morning bunnies, says Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny. I can't stay as it is day one in the new job. Hope you're having an awesome time. I am. And when you come back to check it, I have used the first, you could get just a little sliver of it, post-it note from the Robin hooked me up so that I can remember things, and I adore you for that, my dear. Well,
All right, well, I'm going to hop in here for just a minute while we see if Nick unfreezes. Carl, if you'd like to grab a screenshot of that, because, well, we all know that we get some of the best screenshots when images freeze. So I'll take over reading the comments here for a few minutes, see if Nick is able to get back in here, and we will keep on going. And I'm totally not used to hearing music in the background as I'm trying to do this, and I apologize. I'm going to be looking away from. Oh, yep, he totally disconnected. All right, we don't need me. Is that big? Let me bring this screen over to here so that I'm not looking away from you guys as I'm reading these comments. And oh, I managed to monologue long enough for him to come back.
hi. So, thank you, Joe. When I set that down, the corner just flicked the reset switch on my my surge protector. Just barely boink. Now, I would love to say it was the Nick Field, but yes. Let's get back to where we were. And what's funny is I literally was about to run the first of an ad, which would have covered me. But congratulations on the job. I will be messaging you about that later, my dear, dear Robin. But before that, let's talk about what Robin does. So she gets her twofer for a moment.
Hi, bunnies. This is Robin Yoda. Just wanting to let you know I have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Robin Yoda. You can catch me there Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific playing Stardew Valley, Saturdays at 2 p.m. playing The Sims 4, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific playing a random game from my Game Pass library. You can also find me Mondays on my YouTube channel, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching.
And she does have an update that I need to run.
Welcome, welcome, bunnies. It's Robin Yoda. My Twitch stream has changed. I'm playing Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. If there's any schedule change, I'll let you know by posting on X, Blue Sky, and sometimes Facebook. You can follow all my socials, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny, and sign up for my YouTube channel. It's also Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny, where I repost all of my streams. So come join me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Robin Yoda for some awesome streams. And once again, thanks for watching.
Thank you for everything you do. I'm sorry, I saw Sarah's comment and I got too many references. But greetings to Robin. Hi, Robin. Good luck, Robin. Wish you luck on your new job. Isn't it wonderful? Good luck, Robin. And hi, Robin. Best of luck on your new job. I think that you're going to do great. And Robin, and catching things in bits and pieces, said Miss Crimson. I had a profile with the name Ruby Lotus, which is a name I gave in a vampire RPG. In the profile, no one has caught the reference. Oh my. Uh-oh. Hysterical. Indeed. Nick's frozen in time. And hi, Joe. The thawing back up. The Nick field has reared its head. Cats are ripping up and down the hall, so I'm thinking it's lunchtime. And yes, I got the wonderful. Welcome back. Thank you. This is my first stream. Could someone, Joe, wonderful. Joe Bachman, or Joey, is dear friend, and he runs the website IndieCD.org, which is a place for creators by creators where you can look to find your next favorite author, artist, game designer, musician, in part as a place for when, let's say I've written a comic book. Maybe I want to hire an artist other than myself to do it. I could look up the artists there. Or I've done the comic book and I've done the drawing for it, but I need a flatter. Well, you can find flatters there. You can find editors there. And it is an incredible resource. It is an incredible site. Something I approve of so much, I started a convention, IndieCD.con, to celebrate members of the independent creator community. But Joe is also the techno-mage behind a whole lot of us using a program called, a service that is called StreamYard, which is why we can do neat little graphic-y things like having the image up in the corner and my background and all these other stuff. So Joe is basically my hero when it comes to a great many things. He is married to Trilaina, my best friend and successor in the Historical Fencing Guild, amongst other things. And Joe's like right there. I see them as an entity because they've been married long enough that they're basically one person, just, yelling at themselves. Robin is wonderful. I have known Robin a very long time, and she is a delightful soul. I can't have a show without at least one glitch. If a show with no glitches, things would be weird. Where do we start with the wonderful Joey? Joey is the mind behind IndieCD, amazing human being. Thanks for filling me in, Dawn. And he plays backup on our shows in case oops happen. So I guess that was covered in the chat. But oh no, Joe got a random what do we think of Joey thing. Joey's also awesome, which he doesn't say whoa as much as some Joeys do. He also hosts a couple shows himself. Katie Lunchtime, he would burns. We'll let my dyslexia have that one. 3D Prints makes candles too, and writes programs and creates apps and works in the construction industry. The man has way too many talents. And see you, Donna and Carl, which is a lovely gradient background, if I do say so myself. And you would. Joy also goes by IndieCD and not Joe. It gets complicated pretty fast. I'm going to run some ads, and then I need to talk a little bit, and then we will be well on our way. I am still trying not to lose my train of thought about the Ruby Lotus reference. But let's see. We will run this.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastine, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
There we go. All right, let me click through. The gradient, Joey. Okay, how long have you guys been coming to the stream? Wow. I'm not even sure when I took over. I know that that's what this logo is. This logo is for Brian K. Morris, the author of Santastine, and The Terrors, and Sky Captain and the Master of Steam. Just more books. He's an award-winning pulp author. He ran this during 2020 and beyond, and he got kind of burnt out because he had to do a bunch of other things, so I took over. I honestly gave up keeping track of how long I've been doing it, so we'll have to see. But everybody just came, 2.5 years on this stream, I think. I'll have to go look. And Joey is kind of a genius who is multi-talented and isn't a jerk. Good person to know and even better to be friends with. Do you see this, Joey? You are appreciated, sir. You're going to have to get used to that. As wife is just as awesome, indeed. It's good to have a friend who gets the reference, Lamau. I giggle. Everyone in the profile I have with the name online calls me Ruby. They think it's my real name. So I have 2 Foxies, 2 Rubies, a few others, and I've been coming to this show since 2020 when Brian K. Morris was hosting. Yeah, so it's been a while. I do need to thrifting after the art stream instead. Do your work and then go thrifting so you don't get in trouble. And back and forth to laptop. I can't hear the chat, but zooming, catching things I can hear. Nothing like having the Zooms with energy depletion with COVID happening, following it. Gotcha. Now, guys, I need to take a minute. And this is not my usual content, but today is a very special day in that tomorrow will be, for me, a very important day. Once a year, I talk about suicide awareness. Tomorrow will be a very, very hard day for me because of some of my experiences and the fact that it's the birthday of a friend of mine who took his own life. This is serious, and I want to extend that if I am not in Messenger or fairly reachable tomorrow, please don't worry. I usually kind of try to disconnect a bit. It's a very heavy time of year for me. There are so many resources out there now to reach out and get help if you are feeling that way. And it is so vital and so important that you guys don't let that darkness in. Don't let that stop, okay? So, normally I am on kind of call. I've in the last let's see, I don't know, we will say 20 years or so, I have at last count talked down nearly 200 people at different points. This isn't me saying this to brag, because I don't think much about the people I've talked down. I think about the people that I missed. No one wins them all. But once a year, I take a day in, like I said, in remembrance of my own experiences, in remembrance of my dear friend. And I'm not dropping his name because I'm ashamed of him or anything like that. I'm not dropping his name because the circumstances aren't widely known about it, and the family prefers to keep it that way. But he was very dear to me, and he did a whole lot for a lot of communities. One of those guys who served almost everybody, but didn't take care of himself. And I just want to let you know, if you're watching this and you're in that place or you've been there, you know, a lot of people I know are members of the Semicolon Club, and if you know, you know. Myself included. But it does get better. And I just want you to remember to please, it's not fair. It's not fair that you have to reach out. I'm going to be honest with you. It ain't fair. that the person who's hurting has to reach out. But the vast majority of people aren't trained to see the signs either through formal training or just gobs of experience. But don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to do what you have to do to keep going one more day. Okay? And I know with current events, a lot of people are very, very scared, and they're very depressed, and they're hurt, and they're anxious. And it may seem like very insensitive people are taking glee in your suffering in some cases. And that's, frankly, it's true. But far more want you to succeed. However, if I don't give a heads up that I'm taking the better part of one day to sort of be off the clock, and evaluate the ones that didn't make it, think on the ones who didn't make it, evaluate if I've done enough good this year, how things have been. I believe in personal holidays, and the term holiday is a evolution of the term holy day, and I believe most people have them. Days where something very good or something traumatic happened. Irony, tomorrow is never a good day. So, I will see you guys Wednesday, but I may be a little radio silent till then. And all I can say is, guys, please keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too, and I will see you all very soon. So have a splendid day and a better tomorrow. Toodles, folks.